Coming up, we'll be playing around on one of the biggest golf courses in the Alicante province and revealing the secrets behind a perfect paella.
Hi everyone, Michelle Baker here, creator of these Benidorm Forever videos to help you keep in touch with our fabulous resort, and it's been absolutely gorgeous today. So let's go and see what's happening in Benidorm right now.
Right now we are embracing the news that the Valencian region is the safest destination in Spain, with the lowest infection rates, 37 per 100,000 versus the national Spanish average of 121. So with this in mind, the President of Valencia, Ximo Puig, is calling upon the central government to include the region's 3 airports in the safe corridor negotiations currently underway with the Canaries, so international visitors, and especially those from the UK, can start flying here again. Puig also unveiled a holiday voucher scheme last week, which entitles residents of the Valencian region to enjoy up to 70% off a holiday within the region. Anything to boost tourism in an area that relies so heavily upon tourists and is facing the worst winter season ever. Meanwhile, back on the ranch that is Benidorm, it's business as usual. The weather is still absolutely gorgeous and some parts of the beach are really busy, others not quite so. And the people that are here are having a wonderful time. Yes, a lot of places are closed, but there's still plenty open and lots of entertainment. You just need to know where to look. The busiest places are those closest to the campsites, as they've plenty of people on them, and we enjoyed a fabulous night under the stars at the Villamar campsite with Matt Fisher performing and Happy Days from Bargain Loving Brits on the mic.
This video is all about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, promoting Benidorm, making you know back home how good it is here in Benidorm.
The hotel survey group Venus reversed the trend and opened its doors today, and they've some great offers to entice you on a winter break. And over the road, the Hotel Helios is open too, both lovely hotels just 5 minutes walk from the Levante beach. The famous Sunday outdoor market has started again with strategic entrance and exit points to control the numbers, and everyone is required to wear a mask and hand sanitize. And yes, there are quite a few empty pitches, but it's still great to see the stall holders and something approaching normal Benidorm. The searing heat has gone, but the temperatures are still pleasantly high. And this week, in my quest to discover new parts of Benidorm I've never been to before, I enjoyed a fabulous day at the Meliá Vila Aitana Golf Resort. Located just behind Benidorm, the resort is built to look like a village, hence the name. Villa, meaning village, and Aitana, which is the name of the mountain range it sits under. The main body of the hotel is made up of a cluster of emblematic buildings that replicate structures within the region, like the church of nearby Altea, for example. And although I have been to the hotel before, I never went near the golf course, which is a shame because look how stunning it is. There are 2 18-hole golf courses very aptly named Levante and Poniente after Benidorm's 2 main beaches, which the courses overlook. Designed by one of the most famous golfers of all time, Jack Nicklaus, the Meliá Vila Aitana is one of the most important courses in the province and holds regular tournaments, including the Costa Blanca Senior Master Benidorm just last year. Popular with golfers both local and from all over the world, it's the British and Scandinavian visitors seeking warmer destinations that play here the most, providing an important source of income for the local economy throughout the winter months especially. Warm up on the pitch and putt, practice your swing on the driving range, then head off on your buggy to the course of your choice. In the driving seat of our buggy was Sergio from Visit Benidorm, and we followed golf pro Fran Pintor, who kindly showed us both courses and even gave me a mini lesson on swing technique. Unfortunately, since I've never held a club and I'm left-handed, it was more like a wrestling match as I struggled with my coordination, but no matter, just watching Fran swing was good enough for me. And I have to say, I think I was rather good at driving the golf buggy. Now that is my kind of car. If all this has inspired you to enjoy a game when you're next here, the 18-hole course costs from €60, including a buggy, and all the equipment you need to enjoy your day is available to hire or purchase in case you forgot to pack your clubs. But everyone knows that the excuse behind many a game of golf is for the after-match refreshments. And in our case, we headed 10 minutes down the hill to the Poniente beach to enjoy some tasty tapas, followed by a perfect paella. The Poniente is my preferred beach because there are no rocks in the water and it's always much quieter than the Levante beach, which is where most of the hotels are. So when I take the kids to the beach, it's always the Poniente we go to. And some of Benidorm's smartest restaurants are here on the Poniente beach. We chose to eat in Uria, famed for its traditional cuisine and fresh fish from the bay, feasting on a selection of sumptuous starters including homemade ham croquetas, calamari in the thinnest tempura batter and whitebait, before the waiter arrived brandishing the paella. But where's the prawns, I hear you ask? Okay, it probably doesn't look as spectacular as you were expecting, but not all paellas are topped with prawns. There are many different varieties, and this is my favourite, and it's called locally arroz banda. And the reason I love it is because all of the shellfish is already conveniently peeled, which makes it so much easier to eat, especially in a restaurant. Now, every Spanish chef and housewife has secrets and tips behind their perfect paella, and I could dedicate a whole video to the subject. But here's a few simple pointers and lesser known facts, just for fun. The word paella actually describes the pan you use to cook it. This is called a paella, and a Spanish housewife will have several ranging in size because the size of the pan is very much dependent on how many are eating. You can't just pile in more rice. The rice should barely cover the bottom of the pan and the stock should never fill above the rivets of the handles. And although paella is by far Spain's most famous dish, its roots lie here in the Valencian region, where the short grain paella rice is grown in the paddy fields just outside of the city of Valencia. But paella is a heavy dish and as such always eaten at lunchtime, usually followed by a siesta. So when you see people eating paella for supper in restaurants, it's a dead giveaway, they're tourists. Typically, paella falls into three categories: fish, meat or mixed, which has a bit of both. The most important ingredient that gives it the flavour is the stock, which should be a broth boiled previously using morella, or fish heads and offcuts for a fish paella, or for a meat paella you would use meat bones. And the stock should be added hot to the pan after frying the fish or meat. And last of all, you scatter the rice, then you leave it. Spaniards take the business of paella very seriously, and to stir the rice once it's in the pan is completely forbidden. And finally, although there are variations to the ingredients that can go into a paella, chorizo is definitely not one of them. And when Jamie Oliver famously put chorizo in his paella, it was probably very tasty, but it made national headlines here in Spain and granted him stardom status, albeit for the wrong reasons. Bon appetit everyone, or as we say here in Spain, que aproveche.
We do hope you enjoy our videos, and if you do, please leave us a comment and help us by subscribing to our channel on YouTube and liking and sharing our videos. Stay safe everyone, and we'll see you next time. Adios!